Hi, we're going to talk today about doing a base setup of HubSpot. To start off with, who am I? My name's Darren Smith. I'm the co-founder at Mpool. If you have any questions, you can tweet me at Darren Smith, or you can just follow me and keep up to date with what's happening in the industry. So today we're going to talk, as I said, about the base setup. We're going to cover users, report settings, content settings, contact settings, social accounts, campaigns, personas, keywords, and competitors. We're going to try to do this in under 5 minutes. We find that the HubSpot, obviously you can do the HubSpot version, but it's kind of designed for people that have no experience in digital marketing, and we find it very slow. So let's get started. Okay, so first of all, under users and notifications, essentially what you're trying to do here is give people access into your portal. So most likely your employees and the agencies you're working with. So go into the top right-hand corner of HubSpot, click on Settings, then go to Users, and click on the big blue button that says Add User. When you click on Add User, you obviously have to give in some basic details like name and email address, and then you can set up what type of account access they want. So they can, if you set them up as an account administrator, they'll be able to add other users. Then you go to the marketing section and you can indicate whether they are administrator, which gives them complete access to HubSpot marketing tools, or you can restrict them, and you can restrict them to blogging, you can restrict them to viewing data, you can restrict them to send in emails as an example. The next area, if you are using the HubSpot CRM, is setting up the sales rights, whether you can only see your deals or whether you can see the whole company's deals, who's your manager, that type of thing. And then last of all is what notifications do you want this user to get? Do you want them to get updated on your weekly progress? Do you want them to get a monthly report? And do you want them to be notified when you reach your goals? Moving on to report settings, so you simply go to the reports tab, then go right to the bottom to report setting. There are a couple of things you can do there. First of all, that's the place where you get the tracking code. So if your site is not hosted on HubSpot, you can get the tracking code that gets essentially put into your footer of your WordPress site, your Umbraco site, your Drupal site, whatever site you're using. Put that into your footer, and you can then get stats into HubSpot. You can set your time zone. This is obviously very important so that the reporting that you get is meaningful to you. You can then indicate which digital properties you want to track. So if you're on a HubSpot Pro Edition, you can obviously track your website and kind of 2 other subdomains, which is normally your kind of email subdomain or your landing page subdomain and your blog subdomain. So you can add them in there. If you're on an Enterprise Edition, you can track multiple sites, so you could add them all in here. Then the next question relates to cookie consent. So in certain regions you need to give permission to use cookies, so you set that up there. And then last of all is exclude IP addresses. So maybe you want to exclude all traffic that's coming from within your office, so it does not skew stats. Next section then is content settings. It's a really important section. It's divided into several areas: page settings, COS or URL mappings, site maps, advanced menus, blogs, emails, colors, and fonts. So to start off with page settings, you can see on the right hand side there, this is where you set logos and favorite icons. This is where you link into Google Analytics if you're also using Google Analytics, which we do recommend. This is where you can put in header and footer information for a particular page. So if you want all your landing pages, for example, to be included in a remarketing list, you'd put your remarketing footer, the remarketing code into the footer there. This is also where you set up personalization for pages. So when a field is blank and you've personalized the page, what should it say in place of that blank field? Then we move on to COS URL mappings. So this is essentially 301 redirects if you are using the HubSpot COS. So if your site is hosted on HubSpot and you change the location of a page, this is where you go and set that up. What's a really nice feature is if you are using the HubSpot website management tool, it automatically does this for you, so you don't actually have to go and do it. Next thing then is sitemaps. So this is where also if you're using the HubSpot website tool where you manage your sitemaps. Advanced menus, once again, if you're using the website tool or for that case or for all the other cases before this, the plugin tool, you could set up what your menu system looks like. The next section is managing your blog. So going back to the right-hand side of the page now, this is where you set up the title of your blog, the URL of your blog, the layout of your blogs, how you want to deal with comments, who should get notified about comments, how many comments you allow per blog post, and then email notifications. So when a new blog is posted, what happens for those people that subscribe to a daily update? What happens with those people that subscribe to a weekly, monthly update? So you can set all of that up over there. The next section moves on to email. Also on the right hand side there is you set up your footer, so you cannot send any email in HubSpot unless you've entered in your company name, your address, your telephone number, the country that you operate in. The next section, really important, is email types. So you can set up several different types of emails. So for example, you can have a promotional email, a blog update email, a specials email, a newsletter email, so that when somebody wants to unsubscribe, they get asked what do they want to unsubscribe from. Instead of just them immediately unsubscribing from everything, they get asked, do you want to just unsubscribe from the newsletter, as an example. This is also where you set up how people unsubscribe, what they see when they're unsubscribed, and if you want them to opt in or double opt in. And last of all, you can also personalize fields there. Last section then in content settings is colors and fonts. So these are just your default colors and fonts used within HubSpot. Then we move on to contact settings. So also go to contacts. The last option there is contact settings. Essentially over here you can create new fields. You can set your currency, and you also set up how things sync between contacts and companies, for example. So if a company becomes a sales qualified lead, should all the contacts linked to that company become a sales qualified lead? And also, if somebody creates a contact, should we go and create a company automatically for that? It's really important to decide how you want that to work. Then moving on to social accounts. So over here you obviously add the various Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and so on accounts. You can also set up your own personal Bitly account. So if you want your own vanity URL in your social media updates, this is where you do it. And then also lastly is your publishing schedule. So when you publish from HubSpot, what times of day do you want HubSpot to recommend? Moving on to campaigns. So campaigns in HubSpot is a way to categorize everything that you do. So if you create an email, a landing page, some keywords, social media updates, you constantly link that to a campaign. It helps hugely with reporting. It also helps hugely with being able to find things that you're looking for. We recommend that you use a naming convention that's basically start with a persona name, then the stage of buying, then the campaign name. So it could be Marketing Mary, top of funnel, marketing trends as a campaign name. Also, don't forget to add your personas. This is done on the home page of HubSpot or the dashboard page. And it shows you essentially who are your personas, how many leads you have, how many marketing qualified leads, and how many customers are in that persona. Helps with showing you where to focus your efforts. Then goes to keywords, also under the reporting tab. Don't forget to set your target country. So if you are targeting the UK as an example, but you have a .com website, you must go and set there that you're targeting the UK, so that the search engine results, where you rank in, comes through for the UK. So this is one of the things that we do right in the beginning, because it's something that you can immediately benefit from seeing where the keywords that you're targeting are ranking. Lastly is competitors. So you want to see how your website and your digital properties are comparing to others. It gives you the HubSpot marketing grade in relation to others, your traffic rank, how many pages are indexed, how many linking domains, as well as your Moz rank. So it's very easy dashboard to see how you're comparing against your competitors. As you add in these competitors, it also adds these competitors into your keywords tool, so you can then go down to keyword level and see exactly how you are comparing to different competitors. So that's all for today. Go over to offers.mpool.com/academy-HubSpot. There is no task for today, although we do recommend you go into your HubSpot account and navigate to each of these areas and check the settings. But please do fill out that form on that page so we know where you are in your training schedule.